Hi, thanks for joining us today. I'm Mark Evans, Superintendent of Omaha Public Schools, and today we have a special treat. We're in Mrs. Brazel's second grade class here at Castelar, and I wanted to show you where her classroom's located. So if you'll follow me and just look around. I think you might notice this is not a typical classroom. In fact, I think what you'd see is we're in a small house that's across the street from Castelar that's used as one of the overload classrooms because, to be quite honest, we simply don't have room in the main building at Castelar. And clearly you can see they've made it into a great learning environment, which is one of the reasons why, by the way, Castelar was a Silver Award-winning school last year, which is a great credit not only to these fine young people that are around me here, but also to the principal. And I'd like to introduce our principal, who has led this school to not only the Silver Award this year, but many awards over the years, and is doing just a phenomenal job. And what an honor it is for me to be in your school, even though I'm kind of in your school and kind of not in your school, because I'm in a house across the street. But Ms. Vargas, could you share a little bit about some of the great things happening here at Castelar and the wonderful work that's going on with your teachers like Mrs. Brazel and the rest of them?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, welcome to our cottage here at Castelar. And so I just wanted to share that Castelar is a great place for learning. We are very fortunate here at Castelar to be able to provide our families the opportunity to pick from a traditional classroom setting, or, as we are in this classroom, a dual language classroom. And so a lot of our parents choose to be here, and that causes a huge enrollment problem here in our school. And so as you can see, we're very crowded here in this house with so many students. But hey, I don't blame our families. Our families really want that opportunity for our students to become bilingual and biliterate. So everybody wants that. And so we have a wonderful high-quality program. As a matter of fact, this year we were recognized 1 in 8 elementary schools across internationally through the International Spanish Academy of having a very prestigious program. So we're very proud of that as well. We have wonderful families here, and so we do have a nice record of having 100% of our families participate in our parent-teacher conferences. We truly feel that parents are partners in education, and we want them to be very involved in the educational setting for their children. And so we have a lot of things to be proud of here at Castelar.
Well, you've touched on just a few of those items that you can be proud of here, because to be quite honest, Ms. Vargas, I think the list is much longer than that, but you've just highlighted a few of the great things that are happening with our young people here in a great setting. Even if you're across the street, it's still a high quality setting. So I thank you for the work you're doing. And one of the reasons we're here in your school, though, is we wanted to talk to all the viewers about the need for a Phase 2 bond issue. Some of you may have heard a little bit about it. We've got a $409 million bond issue that will be on the ballot on May 15th. This school is a great example of why we need that bond issue. This school provides a great example of a school that's not only at capacity, it's over capacity. And the reality is over 3/4 of our schools are at or over capacity. And the reality is we have about 265 portables in this district, and without the Phase 2 bond, we'll never create the safe and appropriate school structures for all of our students. We've made the best of this small school across the street, and you can see that there's great learning going on. But in all reality, we'd like to have settings where they're in the regular school setting. So we appreciate their flexibility, but we think all students deserve a high-quality learning environment. So one of the things we're going to be asking the voters to think about is what will come in that $409 million. And part of it is 5 new schools, 2 new high schools, a middle school, 2 new elementary schools, but also it's about $140 million in infrastructure needs that include new HVAC systems, additions at particular schools that have a multitude of portables, closing of one of our schools' open classroom concept, Pinewood Elementary, which is our last school that has that old concept where there's no doors between the classrooms, and clearly in today's world we don't think that's a safe way, and so we think the bond issue will help us alleviate many of these high-quality learning environment concerns. So we hope that you get on our website and check out what's going on with the bond issue soon. While we're talking today, I also want to transfer to a couple of other things that I think are important things to discuss. You may know that in the next couple of months I'll be retiring, and I want you to know that we're in the midst of a transition to a new superintendent, Dr. Cheryl Logan, who I think is going to be fantastic. She is already spending hours here every day. She's spending hours either on Skype or she's spending hours in person. Right now she's here in person. She'll be moving here in May, which is really wonderful because my tenure doesn't end till July 1. So we'll have a great overlap time, and she has clearly stated to me that Omaha's headed the right direction, but we still need to continue working on progress, and she's going to accelerate that progress, and I have no doubt that she will. She's going to be fantastic. One of the few challenges that we see as an area we need to continue working on is another topic I wanted to talk about, and that's our budget. You may have heard, we're doing some budget reductions mainly for a pension obligation that we have as a result of an unfunded liability, which is about $18.5 million this year, and with some other state reductions, we're looking at a $26 million reduction. I want the viewers to know that we're looking at this reduction in a way that's the furthest from the classrooms. I want the viewers to know that we have a group of teachers, custodian, classified employees, administrative employees, community members, and board members that are working diligently to prioritize these reductions in a way that won't hurt our fantastic young people that are right here in this room with me. So I want you to know that we're being very thoughtful about everything that we do. But as we move towards these reductions, please understand that we know it's not easy, and we know it's certainly something that's not been enjoyable for anybody, but we want to make sure that we take care of that prior to Dr. Logan's arrival. So with that, I think I'm going to move to the students that are with me in the classroom, and I'm going to ask them to share something with all of our viewers. Students, can you share something?
Gracias, Omaha!
I couldn't have said it any better. Thank you, students, and thank you, Mr. Brazil, for allowing us to be here in your classroom, and thank you, Ms. Vargas, for your wonderful leadership and making a difference not only for Castelar, but for our whole school district. Thanks for joining us today.